First theme that arises from this is the wealth and fund planning.
Right.
So if you see, if you have a business which is the sole business in a family, how do you sort of ensure that the funds are actually kept separate for personal use and for business use, and how do you sort of use those funds to sort of diversify and allow different family members to sort of start into different businesses or even expand the same business? So to my mind, that becomes an important theme for almost everybody when they have a family business like yours. That's one theme that's important. The other thing that's also important is if you have one business and when you have multiple family members, the dilemma is always, do you have all the members come into the family and try and look at different aspects of the same business, or then you innovate? And that's the important thing. At that stage, you're forced to innovate, to see what new things can you do, which new areas you can get into. And if you marry that with the fund planning aspect that I mentioned, you can actually sort of build a business or multiple businesses that can be very large actually.
Right.
So we are only trying to expand our own line of business rather than diversifying. And I don't see any kind of interest that this next generation have in diversifying. In fact, the fourth generation, which is in the making, are already discussing about taking it to a next level, the same P&R brand, and maybe outside the country, because And I think it's the passion that drives. And if they have passion in any other product or any other subject which they want to take it up, they're welcome to do so. So we're not, forcing or coercing them to take up the family trade and business.
I think the pattern we've been noticing is that the second generation family, right? They are global, right? They are in the sense that typically the second and the third generation, right? They are more exposed, they are more global citizens of the world, right? So they have kind of studied abroad, they have kind of been in touch with technology, and when they come back, they want to also be in the family business, but they also want to have touch with what is happening outside, because it helps them bring the innovation back to the family, right? So that is a very interesting trend we are seeing.
Okay.
But along with that, the other point is that, when you talk to a second generation entrepreneur, right? Second generation family member, they are very excited when they meet entrepreneurs outside, but they are not the decision makers. So you can see that. Encouraging them to go out and look at what is happening in the market in terms of what are the new innovations happening, just because I think they want to enable them to understand the competitive market outside. But I think the second generation's ability to influence a lot of decisions related to the family still stays with the members who have started the family. That is a pattern we see, right? But hopefully, I mean, that will also change over time, right? And they don't have controlling majority as a family. They are still looked at a little bit of wariness and little bit of skepticism there, right? What you gave an example is
his greatest fear is decay setting in as generations go by, because of that
That is the subject of much research also.
Yeah, and I think that has always been his great fear. So he made certain moves from a very early, since we were very young, or me and my brother were very young. That is different, right? We studied in America, but we had to pay back every rupee, for example, that he paid for our education. So we never got pocket money there. We all, we had 2 jobs, 3 jobs. And after graduating, I became an investment banker in New York and London, not because I liked investment banking. I think it might be the worst thing ever. It's because I had to pay back my father. Actually, he said when he's dead and gone, he might give that money back without interest. And then when we came back, his rule was always we can intern in any of his businesses, but we're not allowed to join his businesses. They're professional CEOs who run them, and we are just not allowed to join because we haven't proven ourselves, right? So either you work abroad for many years and then you deserve to come in, or you don't. So we interned in his businesses, and now me and my brother have started our own businesses. He's given us the exact equal amount of money to start our businesses. My brother runs a fashion tech company. I run a real estate company. We've grown our businesses through outside investment, not through him.
What we used to do, why does this need to change? So there's always a resistance to change, and the younger generation always changes. So when somebody uses the word permitted to change, that's a very interesting turn of phrase for me. So
what I mean is that fathers, not only fathers, any generation that's passing on legacy to other generation, what I believe and what I feel is that they should encourage their next generation to actively participate in their core competency. That's how family business thrives.
Okay.
The core